Welcome to the 5-Minute Retirement Coach, brought to you by Investor Solutions. Your host is Frank Armstrong, President and Founder of Investor Solutions.
Today, let's talk about how much capital it will take you to retire and maintain your standard of living. Let's be honest, it's expensive to retire. It takes a lot of financial capital to replace your human capital. Financial capital is your nest egg. Human capital is your ability to go out and earn income. You should think of retirement as 1/3 of your life without a paycheck. For many of you, your life expectancy at retirement will be greater than age 95, and that's just average life expectancy. The Census Department predicts that more than 1 million people alive today will live to be more than 100 years of age. You'll need to plan on at least 75 to 100% of your final income. If sustainable withdrawal rates are 4%, for every dollar of income you need, your portfolio must be at least $25. A sustainable withdrawal rate is the amount that you can take out each year and still have a high confidence that you won't run out of money during your lifetime. Long experience indicates that the sustainable withdrawal rate is about 4%. Of course, we expect our portfolios to make more than that, but market returns are volatile. With higher withdrawals during periods of market downturns, the portfolio may not be able to sustain itself. Higher withdrawal rates increase the chance that you'll run out of money while you're still alive. Traditional sources of retirement income include Social Security, pensions that were guaranteed for life, private savings, and family support. But today, the traditional defined benefit plan has all but disappeared. There's good reason for that, and no reason to think it's coming back. Corporations can't afford the liability on their balance sheets, and a defined benefit plan really penalizes job changers in an increasingly fluid workforce. Defined benefit plans have been replaced by employee-directed defined contribution plans, including profit-sharing 401ks and 403bs. Potentially, you can anticipate much higher total benefits if you properly utilize your defined contribution plan. You can count on Social Security being smaller than your father's enjoyed. That doesn't mean it's going to disappear, but it'll be smaller in real terms and as a proportion of the necessary retirement income you'll need. Family support is also problematic because many of you will have to support your own parents during their retirement. And you'll be living longer than your parents did, which means you're going to need more capital. So you're going to have to take responsibility for your own future. No one else is likely to do it for you. Retirement planning is all about savings and investment. A good rule of thumb is no savings equals no retirement. So the new reality is you're on your own. You're going to have to sink or swim on your own merits, which means saving liberally and investing properly. But Americans just aren't saving. As you can see from this graph, savings rates have dropped from a high of 14% down to -2%. There was some uptick in savings during 2010, but all indications are we're going back to spending it all as the consumer confidence increases. So it's no wonder we have a retirement problem. We need to see a change of behavior. So with all that as background, let's take a look at how much money you're going to need to retire. The first step is to estimate how much income you'll need, then calculate how much capital it'll take to generate that income. So, determine your total annual income need and then subtract out Social Security and other incomes that you have. And that leaves you with the amount to be made up by your nest egg. Either divide that remaining income need by 4% or multiply it by 25. So here's a very simple example. Suppose you thought you needed a total of $70,000 annual income. So if Social Security was $20,000 and you had a military pension of $10,000, that means you've already got $30,000 of income, but your remaining income need is $40,000. So you can think of this as two ways. If you divide the $40,000 by 4% or multiply the $40,000 by 25, you'll see you need $1 million nest egg to generate that income. Of course, if you only need $20,000 of income, then you only need $500,000. But if you need $80,000, you need $2 million. Either way, it's a lot more money than most people think they'll need. That was a very simple example, perhaps way too simple. It assumed that you were going to retire today, it didn't factor in any inflation, and it didn't account for your existing savings. However, the more likely case is You go to retire sometime in the future. You want to factor in inflation, and you expect to have some increases in compensation. That's where a retirement calculator like the one on our site comes in handy. You can adjust for investment returns both before and after retirement, expected increases in compensation, inflation factors, and time till retirement. This type of calculator will give you a good feel whether you're on track or not. This calculator and many others are available at www.investorsolutions.com. Just go to the site and search for Retirement Calculator. There are lots of other good resources available on the internet. For instance, your pension record keeper site, Fidelity, Vanguard, T. Rowe Price, all have excellent resources for you. And of course, there are over 500 articles on investments and retirement planning on our two sites, www.investorsolutions.com and sink-swim.com. As always, you can follow us on Twitter, subscribe to our blog, sign up for our newsletter, or friend us on Facebook. During your working lifetime, retirement planning is all about accumulation of assets. It is expensive to retire, but you can do this if you're willing to save and invest intelligently. However, there's no better time to start saving for retirement than right now. Future editions of the 5-Minute Retirement Planning Coach will show you how to maximize the value of those savings.